Right, good evening, folks. It's 10:40 p.m. here in a wonderfully blustery Blackpool. It's summertime here, supposedly. It's the 19th day, 8th month, 2024, and I'm looking at some rather high temperatures for this time of year coming across Australia. Remember I said it's going to take some kind of a beam or something to heat all this up. So really, that's a lot of warm air that's going to feed towards that low that's down there going to be crossing the bight. There's going to be some really, really windy weather coming up for Tassie. It's a bit of a concern for me. I'm going to have to be doing weather off this account now because I'm kind of locked out of my other one due to not being able to do a 2-point verification. Yeah, I never linked my other account to this phone, and that was an undoing. So I'm watching a heating event, which is going to make it very, very volatile along these coastal areas as these hot goes towards cold. It also will generate a kind of quite a high pressure going to go between here. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Oh, how about now? There we go. Now maybe you can hear me. Yeah, because my volume was down. So it's the I got to have to try it from the beginning. Good evening, folks. It's 10:41 p.m. now, 19th day, 8th month, 2024. I get some really high temperatures showing up for winter time in Australia coming here. You see out west of 36. And you just have to deal with the quality of what we got tonight because I'm streaming with my data from my phone. Actual what you get, which of minutes, you know what I mean? Because the hotel is just heaving. So it's going to make some very volatile weather. Look at the drop in temperature at night there, right? That's quite a drop in temperature. These two high pressures are going to be fighting each other to be dominant, and it's going to suck a lot of moisture down here. Moist, you know, that kind of a thing. And I'm expecting it to be a rather large EMF beaming event. Is going to heat this area up. It's got to. And the next rads have got to go like full line to heat the atmosphere to create such a heat down at this particular latitude, right, at this time of year. Because the temperatures down here in Antarctica, down at surface level, -1. And as you get here, this is what I expect to see in wintertime here. But I don't expect to see this coming on Saturday. Right, this is your daytime Saturday. That's hot, and it's spread right all across the country. And then she cools down. I'm trying to get to the same time of day, so give me a minute to figure this. Windy has reconfigured itself. See, 3 in the afternoon. Morning, my time is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon their time, East Coast. So that'll put that at about 11 in the morning. You know, that's heating up. So it's unusual for me to see such temperatures in a brief time. So that's telling me that things are going to get very volatile when the storms go over. Okay, so I'm just going to kick this forecast real quick. And maybe we'll have a bit of a train wreck time where we all could just let our hair down and just have a moan or have a happy laugh, which I prefer to do. What he's saying, every time a change comes from the west, in southern Australia, we have been having north winds, which pushes incoming low south and no rain. Well, I see a lot of EMF being used to generate a high pressure that's actually gone all the way across to Africa and Madagascar. And it's put a straight line of flow. It's bringing all this tropical air in from over in the Capricorn coastlines of all these various places here, the tropical flow to meet this cold air. Look how windy this is going to be for Tassie here coming up. This is erosive kind of stuff for the shorelines here. Like, let's say if you're living over here, you know, you can expect some problems because the water's going to come in, and it could cause some localized flooding where, you know, it hems up in places like down here where the passages there. You wouldn't want to be there. Little marinas, and they could have issues with because if any rain comes in, it's trying to go out to sea there. It ain't going to be able to with the wind blowing extra water in, and then you have tides to contend with over time. Let's zoom this back out now. So the winds are going to be rather high off the coastlines here. When you're talking 43 kilometers an hour, it's not just a little bit. And some of the stuff out here to see, if you was out there in a boat, you won't be there. 75 kilometer an hour winds. That'd be well breaking the speed limit inside of a small town somewhere going down Main Street at that kind of a speed. So let's go back and show you, because I do have a concern for him. And then we'll show you what's going to smackaroo New Zealand right on schedule for the 22nd. So I'm taking you to right now. And this is what's going on now. And I hope it's streaming okay. And if it's not, oh fucking well. All I can do is what I could do with what I got. And all I got is my all. So it looks like they're holding the flow up still over in Bass Strait between the island of Tasmania and the mainland of Australia itself. Yep. So I'm going to turn the EMF off. The flow's about to switch, so that'll mean they'll turn the radars off, and the flows will be allowed to go through. And that'll ease the passage of what's coming over this direction here in. But right now, let's concentrate on Tassie, because they're about to have a moment. You see, it's just a long, sustained rain event. And it's not like super flows of a tendril. It's just non-stop. And it don't stop, and it don't stop, and it don't stop. And then coming on the 22nd, 23rd, you get the brunt of the front. About the same time that Melbourne and all them catch a bit of a batch. Right, and those are going to be some heavy flows there. Coming down on you there, Ben Dingo. The big dingo is bent. Do you think humping when you hear bent dingo? I think of one having a turd myself. Over there, big tendril coming in north here, kind of between Rainbow and all that. So we'll be watching for that. That line could be a very dramatic little front line. You don't want to be out on a motorcycle when that's going past, or as it works its way up. It'll lose a lot of its intention when it gets up to the mountains. The slope should drop it. Yeah, it's pretty much a trough event. Because, man, that warm air is going to settle in there a bit in a layer of the atmosphere, probably at about 6,000-7,000 feet. Yeah, and then that cold air on the bottom mixes with it, and it's going to be the recipe for some pop-up storms coming up. And then now, as we getting toward the 22nd, that's not a good moment to be down here like Hobart area, down here in this corner here. The winds are going to be fierce. These storms are going to be hard as we're looking in on the 22nd. Let's see what time that is. Let's see, there's 4 in the afternoon my time. So that'll put that at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon at Tasmania time. And so watch out. You make plans to be safe by doing stuff at different times, different routes, and keep your local knowledge and listen to whatever the local authorities are telling you about washed out roads and stuff. And we don't risk the lives of emergency workers. Now I got to backtrack a bit here. Right, I'm just going to go for when the action's happening. So what we are here, we're looking at about, see if that's 7 o'clock in the morning my time on Wednesday. That makes that about 6 o'clock dinner time. So the moment of impact, the suerte de muerte, is of the main front, which is at, right? Because it should all be along that line. It shouldn't be that much of a conversion this far out between these two. So it's going to take a beam off close to cause the secondary heating into this mess here, right? So you see where these two pressures are meeting? For this storm to take that kind of look, it takes a beam. There has to be an area of separation, or even so in a secondary flow here. See, here and here. That's a heated flow. So they'll be beaming out to sea here. There'll be a ship or somewhere, this island out here will have its wicked way with the atmosphere above itself to cause that diversion, so that we can mix this tropical air here that's been visiting the coast of Australia with this cold Antarctic air that took a really long trip all the way around, freaking all the way from Africa and stuff. This stuff has gone a very long way. And this low here has took some stuff right off the ice down here, all the way up and burped it back and forth between itself, because it's doing a little bubble up of its own, that move I keep teaching you guys about through the years, right? All that's adding up to this thing being sustained and taking a right turn. That's just how that works. And when this mass meets that mass, it has to cause a spin. It's like bumping a bowling ball into a moving belt. The ball starts to move, right? Well, this is the belt. That's the ball. It's going to move. So it's going to cause a low to happen. That's going to make this start to move because it's going to lose some of its pressure feeding the low that's going to form there. You keeping up with me yet? Pressure 101 of geoengineering. I'm trying to show what's on my screen because over here you can see my hand is half a screen you can't see. Trust me on that. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do things. And so I can still get a forecast out and feel I'm serving the planet every day. Here we go. Here we go. And the whammo. And this is going to be very dramatic. The winds you can expect are going to be fair high. Now you're looking here in the 30s and 40s. Yeah, that'll stop a moped in its tracks. It'll be Mary Poppins in down here on the coast, right? And as we head in toward the Skull and Bones 23rd, 22nd and 23rd, they love them numbers. This tendril that they brought ashore here, and there's 3 of them, and they're large. I've been tracking the moisture itself. So you got 3 batches to deal with, and this one here is dropping about 1 centimeter an hour. Yeah, even 15 minutes of that over your house is going to be 25 millimeters. No, it's well, 1/4 of a centimeter. Yeah, you do your math. I'll go imperial on you. Like imperial margarine was all fake. I could tell the difference in that stuff when I was a kid. See, this is a big batch. The whamos. This is going to really pick up some totals on this coastline coming, the 10s, as this comes over the island. Right, and it's not just going to be a South Island event. The North Island's going to have the cop and 10s because everything's directed to flow between you. The highs are now fighting for themselves. And let's see which one's going to win. This one. This will come right over and absolve, and then it'll make a low. Has to. As it comes across. So it's going to take a beam is going to block up this strait here. So we'll be watching for activity like a Christchurch beaming straight across, or we'll see a haze of squareness where there's not as much cloud nuclei in it. In other words, it looks more clear. And that'll be the Blenheim HARP station over there blasting. You see how it come back? The wind unchanged. Here she comes. Here comes the low. Here comes the low. It's just a long, sustained wind event. It really is going to pick up some totals. And then coming out here on the 28th, and this is fair accurate. Look at the winds here coming over from us. Look at this, the rains. It's just going to nucleate. As soon as it hits the land there and some of the mountains there, it's just the condensates are going to collide, and they're going to get big enough to fall, heavy enough. Now, the accumulations to be expected are not nice, actually, on the 10s. Here, let me... Again, they moved the diff kind of slider they have, so I'm just going to show you some of what they're showing on the 10s here. Very, very, very high totals over here in the 1/4 of a meter mark. But it ain't all coming at once, so I'll narrow this down to some 3-day gaps or 2.5-day gaps, and we'll slide this along. So we could go right over here to right around that when the beginning of this event happens. Right, there's nothing here at the beginning of, if I'm watching an arrow over here, on the 22nd. So watch this coastline here. Here, I'll zoom a little bit out. Let's see, catch a little more of New Zealand in there. So at the beginning of this event, that thing's going to dump a batch, a really big batch, very fast as we get into this event. And that's a lot of rain. A lot of rain coming on the quick. Yeah, it's nice to be out in the water at Cook Strait, but when we're looking at a day's worth being in the 10-centimeter range in a day and a half, that's a lot. Now we're going to move this up to see some of the bigger totals on the 5s. If we put this whole event in perspective, yeah, we're looking at about from here to here. There's some fair totals to be expected. Fair totals. Access is showing total inundation of this entire area. And just to the south and the east of Nelson, which all that runs through this river down here. So you need to take preparations. Like if this is a dam over here and they blame that for not letting water out, there's a time to do it now. You don't wait. So I do have some concerns because some of the totals I'm seeing are very high. But like I said, they're coming in batches, and they were showing absolute disaster. So I have to determine what's going to be in that last tendril that's going to leave the shore of Oz here in a couple days. Because that's how we have to do it. But the recipe to nucleate it between the hot air out west and that Antarctic flow is there. It's all there. And all this flow from the tropics coming from the east in this belt here along the Tropic of Capricorn here is all bringing it in, and it's right turn, Clyde. So it's going to dump some rains up this direction here, but there's nothing of inundation or even worth a huge mention. You've got like over the next couple days, you got some rains to contend with here, which is some fair totals over the next 48 hours to be dealing with in the Can corridor over down here. So we can hit an exact spot. About 5 centimeters coming. Yeah. But then it's okay. It's all handleable, manageable, no big deals. That's how I look at it. And you've got a couple days, and then you've got a batch coming in cans. Your totals on the 10s was not light, I have to say, because you're like the brunt on the corner. They move stuff along the bite, dump some of the water, and then bring the lows with its momentum spinning down through here. They'll just spit the water out. Anytime they have to make that bubble up occur, what a low out here was for what date? You remember sometimes some of these pressures you see here are going to be very relevant to what day I was showing on the map. And so let's roll through Canes and show a little bit of what's going to happen with them as people start to be concerned about a lull that they're showing here that's barely below atmospheric pressure, but it's spinning low. Even that is 1014, 1013 is just right around the atmospheric pressure itself. So maybe atmospheric pressure has changed with the weight of all the metals and such in the atmosphere pressing down. It's very possible that mean atmospheric pressure, or what average pressure is at sea level, has changed and needs remeasuring. Same with the refractive index of the horizon due to ice crystals of various, whatever the hell's up there. When they tell you it's ice crystal in a cloud, that's pretty correct. But what is that ice crystal made of? Would you like that in your glass, sir? Here, have a chemtrail, a chem-bomb snowball in your glass of scotch there, Mr. Gates. So you'll like it with your bug dip, Mr. Schwab and his whole Schwab families. Time for them to all Schwab the deck. Ooh, he went there. Yeah, even at 10:05 and 10:04, it's not a super low. It's dragging up a bunch of seawater or nothing. But you got the wind is going to be what's the driving factor of that. And whatever's whipped up into that wind, I have to point out. Like if there's a fire over Madagascar, you might get some smoke from it. I'm telling you something. Yes, expect some wild-looking sunsets down there. And they get a lot of chem in the atmosphere, and they put a lot of energy from EMF in it. You're going to see auroric activity, as was studied in the HARP program. Yep, they add the energy from the antennas on the ground, and the chemicals in the sky, and that shit'll glow, man. And you'll see those colors of the lithiums and the bariums and the strontiums. Yep. So I'll be expecting auroric activity to be upticked during that time when they're moving these storms around, generating that high down there. They have to. It just has to happen like that. That's the science that I don't trust, because it's in the hands of people you don't trust, right? Beautiful technology in the hands of people that you don't trust. What could possibly go wrong? Let's give Raytheon more of our tax dollars. Oh, we on the skin of our asses next. The bones of our asses. You're very welcome, Shelley. If I'm not telling the truth, I'd rather tell nothing at all. If I want to watch lies, I could turn on television, or half of the presenters I see just wanting clicks. I sacked one the other day. I got so sick of the lies. And when he said F you Air Force, so I know a lot of good Air Force people who take, I didn't like my hat. Well, go fuck yourself. Really. I mean, you can even have a hat without criticism from them. There's no community for me. I've found that a long time ago. I serve the planet. And look at the winds you're going to be contending with here on the 28th, Tazzy. So you be careful on your drives that Wednesday. That's very, very high winds going across the country itself. Look at this on the shoreline here. There's 70-kilometer-an-hour winds. It's high gale, that. Very high gale. And that's a super low down there, and it's very close. At 9:43, that thing should be devoid of cloud. It should be. That would be like a hurricane's pressure, a super one. So we got to watch this. It's bringing some stuff very fast. I wonder what level of the atmosphere I can catch this on. Let's see what they would measure that at 10,000 feet. That's 3,000 meters. There we go. Get them winds out. Think they can't move water across the bight fast? 167-kilometer-an-hour winds. When you look up at 10,000 feet, clouds are going to be moving very, very, very fast. As this is a dangerous situation, so even civil aviation could have difficulty on that day. Yeah, that's the wind at 10,000 feet. And the plane takes off and whoa! Yeah, that's not good at all. So you see why a storm would have a difficult time coming down, and when it meets that hot air, how something will spin? Now you're starting, you're ticking. Now you're ticking. Hey, that's enough of that lesson. Right, so that's what I got to show you tonight. I didn't load no bunches of, look at the clouds or any of that crap. All I wanted to do was give you a forecast. Like, I can do some webcams. I usually can get this. What we got here? We got some beautiful Mother Earth over here. We got a tractor. We keep making the farms go, because without them, you got no food. Yes, kids, if food doesn't come from the store, it's available for purchase in the store. It's grown out here by very honest people that work very hard. Can't see too much. Must have been a heck of a moonlight in the top of the clouds to give that kind of a look. Where you have a full moon tonight. Does everything have to be super duper moons and this and that? It's a full moon, man. They've been happening like forever. Very often. Sometimes you get 2 in a month. Blue moon. We're not talking moon in the cameras in Greece. One of my favorite scenes. If you can't support athletics, at least be an athletic supporter. That's what the lady said. Evenly spaced, spiky clouds. Big old squares in the sky. You can't quite see it because it's over here. Oh, wait a minute. There's another way I can do this. Hey, you can see some more now. You see the big, like a big Stay Puft marshmallow. It needed toasting. All you need to do is turn the microwaves on. Have that going on. And we can have a peek at your clouds. What we got going down here is over in South Lethbridge at Goonada at Y Ledgton is facing south. Oh yeah, we always have triangle of vag in the sky. Look at the square form to this right here. See the scalar square? That's the kind of energy block I was talking about. Boy, it's very chaotic. A lot of waveform to this. See? Right here. Up and down that wisp. That one layer there is very thin. It's catching its light sideways, so it's making it look like it has more water than it does, or the light doesn't go through it as well. And it really, really shows the magnetic particulates in their waveform when they're doing their undulations, if you will. If you will, undulating. Look at this beautiful view. Wow, look at that. That's a postcard. Where are we at? The Department of Transport at Peaceful Bay. And it looks very peaceful there. Yes, it's living up to its name. A disclaimer. When using information for commercial or non-commercial purposes, Western Australia says they don't agree. I don't know. I ain't reading it. I'm just not even going to show your camera. You go fuck yourself with your damn rules for what my eyeballs can have. You want to think about that. I'll go out in the middle of the cunt tree over here. We got the plane. And what is this? Is this sunrise? Is it sunset? I don't know what direction we're facing. That's important. Well, at that time of day, that's sunrise. So that means we're facing east. That plane is taking up a lot of space, not doing nothing. Just sitting there. Ain't got no numbers on it or anything. What is up with that? Oh, we got some cam. Get some EMF lines over there. Are you enjoying this show? I've done the weather part as much as I'm going to do. Because really, to try to load all of this and that and that and this, it just takes too damn long. What we got going on here in Papua New Guinea? This is Papua New Guinea. Look, they got natural weather here. See that coming up from the trees? The trees should be deciding our water cycle of this planet, not us. Because we're just a Unix cycle. Trying to cut our own balls off. Look at that right there. Another Stay Puft Marshmallow Man right there, ready for toasting. It's a bomb. See, like the star? Eventually, that'll end up looking like the flower of death. We got a big triangle one here. It's being done everywhere around the world. There's almost no place I can't go on this map, and I'll find chem during the day of somebody. China chems its people. It does. How about we look over here? Where are we at? Osaka, Kagoshima, Sakura Island in number 3. And right near a volcano. Boom! You're having a bad day then, eh? This is China or Japan. I saw a boost tower. They had a big ass antenna. Look at that. Fryer. I don't know, it's not always the wisest idea to go surfing through Chinese web games. Yeah, yes, discretion is the better part of valor. You have to ask yourself, do I still want to fight? How did we have it today? Because it was really just a whiteout. I wonder if I can zoom in on where I'm at. With no cameras for us here? Oh, you know it. I had it the other day. You just seen the red arrows out there. I have deep respect for their flying ability. It takes great discipline to do what they do. I think the Blue Angels are the best in the world, and I'd say that I would definitely put the Red Arrows as second. And they did an outstanding display. All the Red Arrows enthusiasts are talking about the display in Blackpool was one of the best in years. Perfect weather conditions here. Absolutely perfect. You can't see shit here today. We was totally smashed. Totally smashed. Maybe we can go here. And I'll turn that one off. So that's a big heads up for you guys in New Zealand, you know. We got the heads up going on. That's right. We got it going on. Yeah, I flipped it around. You know, you can see me sometimes while I'm doing the weather. Yeah, I'm just sitting here on the edge of my bed, keyboard in my lap, phone holder aimed at a screen, mouse in my hand, and a whole lot of gumption. Right? Let's look at the planet now. Looking at my sand. What am I going to do now? I want to show you something. Where's that thing? I got myself a compass today. Okay, so I could show you guys the fires. And I want to show you something. I don't want to, but I'm gonna. Fires and thermal anomalies. Now I'm going to get a measuring tool out. In case you don't think this is obvious enough, those orange dots right here. Can you see them? Now I'm going to get a tool out. This is going to take me a minute. So we're going to find my backpack. I got myself a tool. And with this I can make an overwhelming connection to you. Where's my tool? Where's my tool? He says. Did I not have my backpack on me today when I went? No, I got myself a compass in a square. I can't find where I put the bag. Oh man. I'm gonna show you the measurements and some things. So this will do the job just fine. Right. I'm gonna show you something. I use this tool here. Okay? This is a simple measuring tool. Alright, I'm gonna zoom in on these dots. And I'm gonna show you. Can you see can you see them? Can you see these dots? These are fires in Canada. Alright, so I'm going to go up here and measure this one. Okay? See that? It's the same. Right, and just lock that in. Same, 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 same. Now I'm going to leave that at that. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to go to another fire. There we go. Right here. See it? Same. Same. There's one up here. See it? Same. It's the same. And I go back through the years. And I'll go farther north. And I'll find the distances. I'll find them again. There. There. The odds. The odds. Some of them are so obvious. If you watch them as they put them on during the day. Now this one here, I'm seeing this distance, right? That. So I'll lock that in. See, I had one with a locking compass. I could have just had a couple of them. There. 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 That side. There. 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 See it? See it yet? Look. It's the same. It's diabolical. It's absolutely diabolical. Look how much of Canada's burning. How much smoke is coming over to the UK. We're seeing it in our sunsets. It's in the jets coming all the way across here. It's all contaminating all of Europe. All of this is smoke and from the fires that they had there. It's horrendous. Africa, it's cold and they burn a lot, and so I can't really show them as much like that. It's not so amusing when you see it going on in your own country, do you? Right? I haven't moved this. This is the same distance as they had in Canada. Same. Seeing it? See it yet? Look. I haven't moved it as big as it can go. Alright, so it's, let me get that on the screen properly. It's the same distance as Canada's. See it? Same. 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 A little bit bigger. Same. 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 See it yet? I'm seeing the same thing in the 2019 fires. It's diabolical. That's why I say the fire. What that animal in the center of that square, how does it get out? When you look at it from a distance, you'll see the geography of it. Right, and I go in on that one. It's the same. It's a little bit bigger. That one. That's the same. Maybe it was a hillside there, and the angle of the laser got to it was different. I don't know. All I know is that's the same. That's the same. And you'll have a gap because there was two the sames between them. Right? This is diabolical, isn't it? And this is in the Northern Territories today. There are a lot of pop-up fires down here. No big clusters. Well, let's measure one of these over here again. So, because I lost my measurement. I want to see if it's the same. All right, we're back to this fire. Let's get your measurement. And I'll hold my thing out here. Let's go live. Science. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. Same. 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 Mr. Sames. It's the fucking same. That fire there. Same. These fires here. Oh, I moved. I fucking moved. Damn it. When you do that, you gotta go back to your original fire and get it back. This thing is getting a bit wonky. So I got myself a compass. Where did I put that bag? With my goodies in it. Because it was a compass. It was a little pencil box. And it had the tools in it. Anything I could possibly need to do this for you guys. And now I don't have it. It's locked in place. So we'll go get it again. We already did the determinant. What number is that? That's close enough. It's just under, or it's right at a half an inch on that thing. Okay, so I can go back over to these fires now. I know what the number is. It's easy with a tape measure on a wall. Right, I'll go over here, back to this area here, where it looks like it's just one or two fires. There's nothing connected. When I'm seeing a connection, those two are the same as each other. It's an exact fit. Well, maybe they're doing a controlled burn here, but it's not the same as that measurement that I was showing. Where was that other cluster of fires? That's the same. That's the same. It's forming a wedge. That's that. That's one of the smalls. Then you go back and do it with the smalls, and you'll find things repeat themselves quite often. That's a little bit bigger. That's like what that bigger measurement in Canada was showing. And this isn't a bad day. You want to see a bad day? I'll go to 2019. December, wasn't it? 19th. You know, a lot of fires were burning. And I know what the measurement is on this now. Why is it going like that? Excuse me, man. I'm getting this set back at the half. See, I figured out what number it is, so I could just put it on it real quick. So we can look at your fires you had that day. And this one is at, I'll put some of the roads on. You might know where you're at. And I go here, and it's just 2019. And there's that same measurement. Let's see, we're right there about a half, yes. All right, I'll put it up as high as magnification as the screen allows. This is the 19th of December, 2019. Somebody asked me to go over this fire alive the other day, and I just didn't. I didn't have the ability to do it. It wouldn't load. Same as today. Same as today. I'll bring that into the screen. Same. Nearly a perfect square. I'll go over to this fire here. This is, see where we're at? That's a round mountain fire, okay? And I'll zoom in on this one. It's a bit more pell-mell, but I can spot them. Same. Bigger. Same. So it'll create it that bigger because those two are the same. Look at it. Do this yourself. It's not a conspiracy to notice something like this. A 2-year-old could notice this. Same. Those are all the same. As today. Same. What was the date of the Paradise Fire? I've never looked at it. That's smaller, I can see. It's close, but a little smaller. And we go out here. This was a meshet fire near Tenterfield. Look at this. Look at it. Same. Bit bigger. I'd have to make an adjustment because those are the same as that one and that one and that one. Those are the same as each other. But as I go to this line here, can you see it? Same. And you go to this line here. Same. Around the corner. Same. And no controlled burn is that accurate. How many days did they burn this place for? How many days? 1, 2, again that day. When's the initial ignition point? Look at these. Look at this. This is so obvious. Do I need to even put the tool on the screen for this one? It's exactly the same. Straight lines. Undeniable. Undeniable straight lines. Undeniable that you were arsoned in a way that it was impossible for a human being on the ground to that accurately walk around and do this. I'd find that. Show me how someone could. No. If you tell me something like that, I'll tell you I think I'm being lied to. I raised a teenager. I know how to tell a lie. Right? And we go out here. This one was near Dalby. It looks all pell-mell, don't it? Well, let me get that measurement again. Right around that half-inch line here. I got it exactly on as what they had in K today. And we'll go here and log. Boom. Boom. That's a little bit bigger. That one. But I made it funny. Yeah, that's why, because that one did it. And that one on the angle did it. Right? You still got that laser can fire a pattern. If I'm very high in the altitude and I'm down, I can hit a vast area by just aiming. By just aiming a little different from the same spot. And a laser can use prisms and mirrors very, very quickly. It draws pictures on sides of buildings. That's how fast these things, they pan. And well, imagine there wasn't a whole lot of blue roofs out there that day. Isn't this horrendous? That's why I find this so troubling. And this is the channel I'm going to be doing live videos on. I currently can't verify my account the way that Facebook wants. So that account is gone. I won't compromise my and this is the 16th, that area. See it? See it yet? People died in these fires. Is it that number again? No, that's the one I had originally. It's a little bit bigger. So this day's one is that. It's almost like they use one of these to decide it, because it's coming on a very exact measurement. It is very geometrically the same. I mean, you had a perfect trapezoid here, you know. Oh, that's why it wasn't matching. I didn't have the magnification up all the way. Yeah. Well, you can only do it by looking. If you ain't looking, and do this yourself, you'll find it yourself. But make sure you don't scratch the screen. This is why you gotta be careful with one of these. It is. That's the same. Rain Man count that just like toothpicks, wouldn't they? Look at the toxified air. Look at the disrespect to this forest. Look at what they can do to us. Look at what they're doing with your tax dollars. How fucking dare they? Big gloves, stay safe. Be vigilant. You have to be. Because I think they're lying to us.